Greetings, beloved multiversal soul familia, and welcome back. We are in yet another portal today. If you take a close look at the numbers of today's date, well, I mean, the way that it's written in the United States, anyways, it's written 7/8/2025. 2025 adds up to a 9. So today is the 789 portal. And we are going to jump right in with messages from our angelic selves, our ancestor selves, and our ascended master selves by first pulling some archetypes from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And then we'll go from there with a few other decks. In honor of our ancestors today, we're going to be also burning some lavender and cedar, as well as the palo that you see lit, some frankincense and amber. So I actually need to open a new pack of lavender here. Now, I burnt an entire bundle of this the last time. It's actually been placed on my heart that it isn't necessary to do that at this time. So we're just going to burn a little tiny bit of lavender the same time we throw on the cedar. All right. First, I actually need to get this going a little bit better. Okay, what the heck did I do with my lighter? I just had it. Well, we are off to a great start, guys. Yes, we're going to get this going really good because this is going to be what's going to get the rest of it going here. All right, there it goes. Burn away, burn away, burn away. Ooh. Okay, that went out on its own. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes. And the amber that's already in there makes a really great source of fuel as well. Yes. All right. Now we're going to throw some frankincense on there. And lavender. And there we have it. We're just going to let it go. For the lavender, promoting peacefulness and dispelling negative energy, as well as facilitating emotional healing. Cedar for grounding, spiritual protection, and promoting connection to our angelic selves, ancestral selves, and ascended master selves. Now let's see what else. The frankincense for the benefits of promoting spiritual awareness, purification, and symbolic presence, and that devotion and connection to the divine also includes secondary connections to those other selves. And I believe that is all I wanted to share in terms of that. Oops. All right, let's get into these archetypes. We're going to do 3. 1 for each. So 1 for our ancestor selves first. Oh, we had 2. Let's see how many are here. Oh, it looks as though all 3 came out. So this one would have hit the table first, this one would have been second, and this one would have been third. So we're going to turn them this way so that they're in the correct order facing you. And see what we have going on here. All right, first we're going to see what's coming in from our ancestors. The Mystic. This one has been out quite a bit. And this is an archetype that is being activated in our DNA of the Mystic. Some of you may even already be aware of a long lineage of mysticism in your ancestral line. So let's take a closer look at the book in terms of what your ancestors have to say at this time. Remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. Sitting in the presence of the darkness and harnessing the potential and latent energy behind it and embedding it with light. Being patient and prudent change makers, seeking growth above all else. Seeking growth above all else. Now we're going to go into the Rose Oracle for some further messages from the ancestors. Pertaining to this archetype of the Mystic. For more messages from our ancestors. Alright, that's one full pass. At the bottom, we have Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. Beautiful. Oh, I'll just put that here. All right. Rose without thorns. What we are meant to hear from this guidebook today as a gift from our ancestors. Oops, I think I went too far past the table of contents. $116. I have a right to my joy. I appreciate and drink in the sweet nectar of my life, to rest into softness, an invitation to dive straight into the sweetness of our lives, to enjoy the delicious fragrance, to rest in and relish what it means to be currently alive in this body. So, our ancestors are encouraging us to embrace this body. Like, this body is like mostly the reason why we are in this lifetime, is to experience having a body. Having a body. To embrace all the beauty and bliss that life has to offer while we are in this body. An initiation for the observer to get to the breathtaking beauty and scent of the Queen of all flowers in full bloom. This is a rare moment in time of deep peace and enjoyment. You're being called to taste all that it has to offer, to drink it all in. You deserve every drop. You've worked for this moment. Embrace it now with open arms. It's safe for you to enjoy this, to welcome this, to embody all of this. And while life is ever changing and forever inviting us to grow, right now your lesson is to be in the delight of it all. Perhaps even finding more delight for that mystic within you that also carries the DNA of your ancestors. All right, now we're going to get an oracle card from Beyond Lemuria for yet another gifted message from our ancestors. Okay, it's going to be this one. New blueprints. Again. This one has been out several times. And just look how beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, powerful, meaningful change starts with you today. Despite our desire for change, we can be overwhelmed by all that is going on and make a positive impact. Making a positive impact can seem impossible. We have more of a voice than we realize. This card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You are part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Focus on what you can do and do it well. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. And embrace it like the sweetness of life. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we're going to go into This one is going to be from our Ascended Master selves, and it is the venom. Message from our Ascended Master selves pertaining to the venom. Self-realization through suffering. That's actually one of the many Ascended Masters' teachings, is that of there is no awakening without some kind of suffering involved. And there's way more to it than that, but I'm being guided to keep it simple and sweet. A relationship slowly draining your reserves. So this is to say that challenges are always lurking, much to our dismay. Toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it's built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide and the plants return it to us as oxygen. However, this is rarely remedied easily, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us in the world. There is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Some kind of relationship that is toxic and draining our reserves. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. Some kind of resentful thoughts or regrets or shame or guilt of some kind. Let's take a closer look with another gifted message from the Rose Oracle that is a gift from our ancestor selves, but also pertaining to this dismay, this toxic influence of some kind. The Anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. So, with leadership in mind, and it being the Anointed, we're being given the go-ahead to be the one to take charge of this situation, to detoxify the environment. And in return, we have somewhat of a synchronicity going on here between the forgiveness being the outcome of the venom and also the soul gifts of the Anointed. The Anointed, number 58. How are you being called to step forward and lead? Well, I kind of already answered that. but let's look a little closer. Rose oil. Get you some rose oil, beloveds. If it's placed on your heart upon your own free will, of course. You're being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing, to lead, to lead, to lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you'll walk it. And as with all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you're just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So go your own way, trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. So, for some of the, well, not for some of the collective, for all of the collective, this is going to resonate in some kind of way. But for some of the collective, it's about a relationship where you need to part ways. And where it's going to resonate for everyone is that it's a relationship or like a situationship, a situation, person, place, thing, or situation that needs to part ways in order for this detoxification to even be initiated. You're initiated and anointed to be the one to take a hold of the reins and not just put in the work of detoxification, but also demonstrating it and instructing it to some degree. Some of you may even be getting into some kind of practice involving instructing different tools, materials, modalities, involving that type of work, detoxification. Some of you could even become, I'm hearing, a recovery coach. Or it may be in the future, in honor of your ancestors, to launch some kind of sanctuary that involves your leadership, your empowerment upon others, and the soul gifts that you offer others will also be bestowed upon you from the Ascended Masters. Your Ascended Master self. So it's like they're considering matching you to some degree. It's like, okay, you put in this much, we'll match you, is what I just heard. Because you've already been chosen and called to this task. Answer the call. Answer the call. Alright, now let's go into Beyond Lemuria for some insight. That is yet another gift from our Ascended Masters. And we have the Soul Star chakra. Interestingly enough, that's about a half the name of this channel. Soul Star chakra, merging with the divine. Yes, and this is exactly what even influenced me to launch this channel, was a calling from Creator, Source, encouraging me to do this. It started out with more tarot and storytelling, and it's just been expanding from there. And here we are with the Soul Star chakra card, capturing the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscopic wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected, and they uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. So I'm hearing coming out of detoxification and full on into transformation. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously, right now, across multiple dimensions. So, the collective is being called to be that leadership commanding the way to conquer these toxins in our lives. All right, now we're going to go into the message from our angelic selves. And interestingly enough, the ring, which is our gift message from our angelic selves, somewhat resembles one of the angels. A particular angel that once was appointed and anointed to be the messenger angel who carried our messages to heaven. But we will not be saying their name. The ring is our gift from our angelic selves. The ring. But this is also how we are honoring our ancestors, angelic selves, and ascended masters in this moment by being optimistic and considering the context of these messages. The ring. Ooh. Connectedness, humility, and sacred cycles. Take stock of the jewels you adorn yourself with. Watch out for rings you wear out of habit that keep you connected to the old you. No, I don't wear anything that would keep me connected to the old me. Study images of the mandala, the unus mundus, the Ouroboros, and the medicine wheel. So, it's about that time coming up soon to be doing another medicine wheel. Rather than viewing the life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as part of the cosmic circularity of creation. And for this reason, it's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love that surpasses space, time, and worldly things. So much can be projected onto this archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun and the intimate bond between two lovers. It is the micro and macro united. This card calls us to deepen connection with self, other, and the world at large. So, even if just for today, but for as long as you feel like it, and even indefinitely, okay? We're not only being encouraged to continuously connect with the A team, which is our angels, ancestors, and ascended masters, but also by seeing the world through different eyes, we can connect more deeply with the external without adhering to it, without it being our Lord or Madam, without it um, wearing on us. Meanwhile, for some of you, there may also be a literal ring waiting to adorn your finger. So for some of the collective, you could be, well, it could be a class ring for graduation. I don't read for anyone under the age of 18. It's a no bueno and not up in here. Let's make that clear. Also, but if you're getting a senior class ring, an alumni ring, any of those things, that could definitely apply. Some companies also have anniversary rings that you can receive. As far as I know, you don't really get like a ring from an employer until you reached like 25 years on board or something along that line. And that's not with every company either, but I've seen it done. I've seen it happen. I've seen my grandmother receive an anniversary watch instead of a ring. So that's just an example. Friendship rings, purity rings, engagement rings, and wedding rings. I mean, somebody's getting a new ring. And yes, for some of the collective, it's going to be romantic in nature. And guess what? Too bad. If anyone else doesn't like it. Too bad. Too bad. Yes. This could also, it does, it's not could, it does still involve also getting rid of any, and I'm going to say any jewelry in general that may still have past energy attached to it. Just get rid of it. All right, now let's go into the Rose Oracle. After this, I'm going to start doing some like 10-minute drops and some more shorts. So be on the lookout for that as well. Message from our angelic selves pertaining to this ring. Oh my gosh. Attracting like a rose, receive abundance and desires. Now, this is also going to be some kind of romantic message to some degree for some of the collective. But either way, it's matchy-matchy and twinning with the ring in terms of being in that season of receiving gifts, and not just soul gifts. Although, even these material gifts are from the heart and soul, I just heard. So whatever these gifts are coming through are from the heart. They are sincere. Sincere. The gift of forgiveness is definitely a part of all of that as well, because that came out with the mystic and our ancestors encouraging us to forgive ourselves and others. Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And there might be some parts missing, but that's the gist of it anyways, all right? The ring is so significant. It's like out with the old and in with the new in terms of this. And the collective is attracting this without any real involvement. It's like we don't have to lift a finger to attract these gifts, including the gift of opportunity of answering the call and taking on these leadership practices, being called to be that modal of empowerment, attracting like a rose. And we're not talking about the ones that smell like boo. No, not the roses that smell like boo. All right. Someone needed to hear that, I suppose. That, look, thank you, Spirit. That's all I have to say about that. Let's see what this guidebook has to say pertaining to this initial message from our angelic selves and come to me. I can tell you right now, what you seek is seeking you. And that is an intuitive message that may not even pair up and fit like a glove to what the card has, or to what the guidebook has to say. But it's still relevant. Okay. What are you ready to open yourself up to receive, and how can you attract like a flower? So this card is about receiving abundance. Rose style. Receiving it fully. Embracing what is fully. It embraces what it is fully and allows life to come to it. It does open and close it doesn't open or close according to who walks by. It opens and blooms regardless. An invitation to receive the sweetness of your life, to embrace the magnificence of who you are, and also to open yourself up to the possibility of receiving. So the message of receiving the sweetness in life is showing up in two different cards, although they're not coming from the same resource, those resources being our A team, as we separated each one into a category. It's still like all congealing and synchronizing. So our A team is clearly collaborating and congealing their messages at this time as I speak. Roses don't go running all over the place, reaching and grabbing. Rather, they rely on the bees to come to them. The rose is never reaching for the bee. Yesterday, we had a bee come to us. I believe it was in the bonus message for the Miracle Manifestation and Mission Focused Monday 7-Day Outlook. But it could have been the original message and not the bonus message. It's there somewhere. And I encourage you to go take a listen if you haven't already. There are lots of goodies and synchronicities all up in that mix. Yes. Made with love. The best ingredient. So, we're being called to be clear on what we desire, to trust that all that's meant for us wants to come to us, and to state our desires out loud and let our yearnings be known, to ask for what we desire. And let's keep it clean, all right? Just keeping it a buck. Don't reach or grasp. Don't strive, control, or manipulate. That will leave you exhausted, parched, and brittle. This card delivers the message that true, sustainable abundance is coming, connected with your sensual true nature. Be unashamed of what you desire, and when it comes, relish each minute. So the question, there is no question of how you can attract like a rose. We are attracting like a rose. And that's yet another beautiful message that our ancestor wants us to hear at this time as a gift to us for continuing to work with them. All right, let's put some more insight from Beyond Lemuria on the ring and come to me. We have the third eye chakra, pineal perspective. Okay. So, this, beloveds, is how our A-team typically communicates with us, is through our intuitions. Connect with your third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this is and has been. You can tune into this wisdom at will, as and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of the free will we choose to weave from moment to moment. Be the observant witness. Allow the transcendence of duality without judgment. Be mindful. Listen and allow your unfurling intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. So even on into our Tuesday, on into today, the 789 portal, we're being encouraged to still find that stillness as often as possible, because that is where our A-team is going to come in for us with those more personalized messages. And they are going to pertain very much so to what you're hearing at this time, whenever you come across this video. All right. Speaking of more personal messages, I am mustering up the courage to open up my calendar to do not random personal messages, but extended personal messages based off of certain sessions that I will be doing throughout the week that are separate from our regular exclusive content that we do on specific days. So be looking forward to that coming your way soon. I would like to say that I'm still willing to offer extended messages from the exclusive sessions as well, specific to certain days of the week. But there are going to be other sessions throughout the week that are more catered to creating that opening for an extended message, which means they're going to be more brief. And then the extended outlook would be that personal. And we can discuss further how to make that happen on a more private level. In the meantime, let's get back into this message. I am feeling guided to go into Wisdom of the Hidden Realms in terms of what work, not literal toil and labor, but sometimes it can probably feel that way. What work that we can continue to put in honor of our A-team, and to give thanks yet again for these lovely messages. Oh, we have the camel boy asking for help. See, there it is. And we also have the Arrow Master out again, letting us know that we are still right on target. And I'm feeling guided to go from the bottom of the deck for more of... Okay, so Camel Boy is from our ancestors. The Arrow Master is from our Ascended Masters. And from the bottom and already in our immediate environment from our angelic selves, we have the Spirit Whisperer out again. I'm telling you, some of these cards are like, they're like, forget the cameos. We're just going to become part of the cast here. No joke. No joke. Okay, so from our ancestors, we have the Camel Boy. All right. Our A-team is beckoning us to reach out for their assistance, even when we feel as though we don't need it or it isn't necessary. Because sometimes when we have those inklings, we could be in a season of bypassing, a season of denial, and there could be more work that's necessary. And that is a message from our ancestors. Actually, specifically what I'm hearing at this time is that there is always work to be done, and there will also in turn always be assistance from our A-team at our disposal. And not only that, we have a master number back on the table with the Camel Boy from our ancestors. We have the number 10, basically telling us that we have been so on target and on the right path that the reason why all of these gifts are coming in and like being, it's like back and forth, win-win, equal give and take type of situation going on here in terms of rewards and gifts. We already answered that call of leadership, and we've already been doing enough of that detoxification of that venom in our lives that it's been drawn to a close. The results and rewards are rolling in, and this is also aligning with the messages of being in that season of receiving, because something new and sacred with the ring is coming through. And I just heard for some of us, it's going to be not just the archetypes being activated at this time, but other dormant parts of our DNA being activated as a result, a reward, and a gift for the work that we've been putting in. To be that rose without thorns. To be that spirit's sweetheart. We are sweethearts. Perhaps we just don't overdo it because it can be misinterpreted as naivety or ignorance, weakness. So let's not get it twisted. We're going to ring the bell for number 33. We also have another 3 on the table again. All these 3s have been so significant for like 4 months now. including finding out from one of my own family members on the same day that I did that reading about there being so much significance in the number 3 and somebody possibly being pregnant, and lo and behold, at the twilight hour, at the blue hour, I get a phone call with an announcement of a family member being 3 months pregnant. Boom, 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 boom. In the order that I explained it and interpreted it in the message is exactly how it played out. Let's ring the bell. This may be a good time to reduce the volume on your listening devices. 1, 2, 3. Ringing in these soul gifts, ringing in the embracing of that season of receiving and attracting like a rose, being that joy, being that peace, and being that sweetness in our own lives as well as the lives of others, but also continuously putting into practice those leadership qualities of empowerment and offering our soul gifts to others, just as our A team is offering their soul gifts to us. At this time, we're being guided to pay it forward as often as possible. Pay it forward. All right. So, we are actually going to draw this to a close now, you guys, because we're inching up on an hour with a message from our A team. Today, we speak to you from the sacred convergence of your angelic heart, your ancestral root, and your ascended knowing. Together we form a choir of remembrance, a trifold presence reminding you that you are both the prayer and the promise, the path and the pilgrim, the spark and the sun. It is Tuesday, a day ruled by Mars, not in its war-waging distortion, but in its sacred power to mobilize intention. This is a day to harness spiritual courage. There's that leadership. To act not out of impulse, but from the quiet clarity of your soul's deeper yes, answering that call again and again and again. To act not out of impulse, but from the quiet clarity of our soul's deeper yes. That is such a beautiful statement. On this sacred day, the stars echo this truth. Energy moves when your inner alignment does. And look how divine the calendars whisper, beloveds. 7, 8, 9. You're not stuck. You're not behind. You are in motion. You are taking action. You are becoming. The 7 seeks divine truth. The 8 welds infinite potential. The 9 completes the sacred cycle and offers its wisdom. We have 3 threes, which is a 9 as well, I'm seeing here. Even the date itself carries you. Seven, 8, 9. Into the womb of ascension, which is really, ascension is already done. We are in the process of remembering it. And our A team is here to remind us where the numbers climb and spiral, like our DNA unlocking its ancestral memory within us. We walk the bridge from mystery to mastery. With our A team. From insight to embodiment. From preparation to promise. Through divine guidance. And even external sources coming through for us in this season of receiving. Not because we're longing or chasing or seeking. We are attracting it with that come to me card. As well as more of that higher knowing with the spirit whisperer. And it's a promise from our A team to continue assisting us in continually unlocking that mystic, detoxifying, which creates more space for that, and the sacredness of the experience that results in that gift of the wisdom, the golden nuggets of wisdom, and so much more. So much more is about to be exchanged, both in the astrals, the spiritual, and the mundane, in an extremely positive manner. One small step at a time. Your ancestral selves are rejoicing. Oops, I just knocked a card off the top of my deck and I have to read it now. And we have yet another 3 showing up with the 3 tens, creating the number 30. The 1. So not only do we have a solid and reliable A team, we are being backed by the OG source. anointed, and with precision, I just heard. Wow. What a message. I was just trying to start putting my cards away, and this is what we get, and I am not complaining. I am not complaining whatsoever. So, your angelic selves surround you as you choose peace. And in that stillness and peace is where this divine guidance and higher knowing is coming in as a promise from our angelic selves. To pulse with aliveness. Each breath see how she's like releasing her breath as well? Each breath is a form of prayer. Each step is the offering. Each step is the offering. And each moment is the altar. You were never meant to starve on success. You were never meant to fast from joy. Nourish your soul the way we did. Thank you, 18, Holy Spirit, and Source, for that message. Nourish yourself with quiet walks. That's going to assist in the venom archetype and detoxifying. Nourish yourself with spices that remind you of your ancestors and what they used to, your elders, who have passed, what they used to, keep the house smelling good, especially from the kitchen. Some spices can actually be worn as fragrance, others as aromatics in our cuisine. With storytelling, beloveds. With storytelling. The archetype of the one serves, loves, accepts, and resonates. Both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacities to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet, when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large. Within that field, we are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. That was our closing message, and this card is literally wrapping up. And that was an accident. I didn't even, well, I mean, Source and Holy Spirit meant to do it. We were meant to hear this at this time, nevertheless. We are neither in, okay, all duality fades away and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. All these synchronizing words even. Prayer. Prayer. Not as a plea, but as a presence. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you, angels, ancestors, and ascended masters, for this presence and for these presents. I just heard. Nourish your soul by feeding someone and by feeding someone else's hope. So our ancestors, now look, I heard by feeding someone because that was my grandma's answer for everything when one of my grandmas when she was still alive. That was her answer, was to feed them some soul food to make it all better. Yes, some soul food will make it all better. But also being the one who feeds someone else's hope. Like dancing without waiting for the beat to drop. You know? Sitting long enough in that stillness, in that sweetness of life with that rose without thorns, for the ancestors to find us again. We are here in your blood, I just heard. In your breath. And what influenced the first, what influenced the in your BLOD is, oh look, we're matchy with the fire rose here as well. But like more so with these, I saw like within, something is within that red that's shining. So within the blood, but also within the breath. And your brave heart. You do not have to earn our love, they just said. You are loved. You are love. embodied. You are love embodied. So collective, let's be the bridge from thought to wisdom, from hope to action. Seven into eight, eight into nine. And from seeking nourishment into becoming the nourishment itself. And with that come to me card, we're attracting more of it. More nourishment in all ways, shapes, and forms. I just heard. In every step of becoming whole again, we walk with you. And that is the message. Thank you so very much. 11s all the way across the timer. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And another one. 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds on the timer. Thank you so very much for tuning in, Multiversal Soul Familia. With much gratitude and appreciation. From my heart chakra to yours, brightest of blessings.